Hello, everybody! It's been a long time since I've done a video for Flight Sim. A very long time. There's a lot of crazy things going on in my life right now, and I've kind of was stepping away for a little bit on that end. But now we're back. I saw that I believe it was the what Delta Simulate? Yes, Delta Simulations. They came out. They had an update. The update came out a little while ago, but of this new model and their new stuff of the C-17 Globemaster 2. Love the aircraft. I've actually flown in a few of them personally when I was in the military. Absolutely a wonderful plane. It is. I mean, it's awesome. I will say this update they did like a month in this massive like release that they did. I think in version 3 it was on. Let me give me a second. Yes, version 3.2 is what they're on now. Version 3 came out, I believe, yes, back in May. I just never really got around to looking into it. And then I noticed on their Discord the changes, and I was like, oh, I might have to look in this one again. There are a lot of changes. There's a lot of new things. It's awesome. One of the new things I noticed was the covers over the engines. That's pretty cool. I do like that. They also added cargo in the back, which is also awesome. And there's just these little things that they also did that's really cool. They also added a tablet, which we'll get into in a minute. But let's go ahead and start her up. We're going to start her up from scratch. I've only done a couple dry runs trying to figure it out, and I think I figured her out. Both times were successful starting up and taking off, so I'm assuming that the way I'm doing it is correct. So the master battery. Right there's master battery. It gets loud in the cockpit for some reason. I don't really think that's an accurate thing, but I'm not complaining. It's freeware, and it's still a really good model. I really like this. All right, let's go ahead and start the APU. APU's up here. APU start. APU is starting. While we're doing that, we'll go and just hit the external power, the button right there for that. It turns it on. It tells you it's available and in use now since I turned it on. Once APU is up to full power, we will go ahead and switch that one on. It should come up right here as available, and once I flip it on, it comes in as also as in use right there. It says it's in available. APU is on. We can kick off external power. Alright, so we are now running on APU power. So we can come down here. The tablet is pretty cool. You can use it for multiple things, right? They have a checklist. It's not available yet. It says it's coming soon. That you also have a map. I wish there was, at least for me, it doesn't work that well. A way you can, I can't really get the zoom in. I can't tell what that says. And then you click on that and it doesn't do anything. This, it just scrolls. Not sure what it does. You can do a search bar. Obviously you can zoom in. Like we're right here at Dayton. We're in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which I'll also go over. It's a new scenery that I found on flightsim.to. Really, really cool scenery. You can, strangely enough, you can browse the internet with this thing. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of like, okay, interesting. You can adjust the brightness of the tablet. And then when you come back to the aircraft. So, AR slipway is on. Not exactly 100% sure what that is. But, I mean, it's green, so I'm just going to leave it that way. You can close your crew door here. You can then take your covers off and your cones away with this. And you can also lift your ramp by at whatever point you want it to leave it at. You want to close it all the way, just slide it all the way up. If not, just leave it wherever you want it. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close the crew door right here. Let's see. It'll show it in a minute. There it is. Cool. Texturing I know is a little off in this section right here. With the slide door and with this door here, because this is a jump door. This is the port where if you have paratroopers, they would go out they could go out this door, or they can just go out the ramp as well. But the texturing's a little off on that. But I'm not. It's all good, and I'm not like harping on it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close. So there's two ways you can close the back ramp. Now the crew door, I want to say there is a way you can do it with the buttons over here. I haven't been able to find it yet, or at least up here. I don't know if there's a button that I'm missing or what. But this button here, click the close, hold it down, holding it down, and then you lift off. It'll close it all for you. If you just hold it down, close like down a little bit, it'll only close it partially. But that's the way I like to do it, is with the buttons. Actually, a little more immersion. All right, back hatch is closed. She's buttoned up. All right. Let's go ahead and power her on. So we're gonna go ahead and put her in taxi. Nose. And then now we're gonna flip on this right here. Toggle engine cutoff. Toggle it to essentially on. This is off. This is, doesn't specifically say it, but it is on. Toggle these all. Actually, I forgot another thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. So you flip these all on, and then all you have to do then is hit every one of these. This is essentially our fuel pumps. And then I took the covers off, but I didn't. I think the covers go away automatically, but yeah, the engine is spooling on engine 1. Now, that's another thing I'm not really a big fan of. But I'm not harping. I'm not harping. I know it's a freeware. It's a fun plane. It does not sound like the actual C-17. C-17s are ridiculously loud. I mean, I think they're Pratt & Whitney engines, but man, do they put out a mass amount of noise and power. And the spool up of the engines do not make any sense. Like, watch. Instant full speed almost. Don't like it. I know that, like I said, I've mentioned it in like that. There's some little things that I noticed that weren't right with it, and I said something in their Discord, and they're like, "Hey, it's still in work in progress," and I'm like, "Cool, I'm fine with that." As long as they know that there's just some nuances that just doesn't seem right. Now, if you go behind the engine, you can hear the engines, but they need to be louder. In the front, it's not as loud as behind it, but these engines need. I want to hear the roar of an actual C-17. The roar. I mean, even in the plane, like in the cockpit, it's not as loud. But when you go back to the cargo bay, it needs to be like, honestly, deafening loud back there. Not like over the headset, but it has to be a noticeable difference from the cockpit, because in the cargo bay it is loud. I've flown back there. It's not a quiet ride. They had us wear earplugs when we were back there. All right, she's powering up still on the center right engine. Should be pet power. While that does that, we'll turn on the radar. Or the RIRU for the GPS. And then you come down here. There you have it. This is the GPS. When you don't put those on, this will just be completely blank. Also, the reticles up here are not there anymore like it was before, I noticed. Took me a moment, but there they are. It actually is a clean, I love how clean that looks now. Did I miss something with this center engine? Should be getting power. Still only 2.4. Well, that's not right. Give it another minute. Some other things I noticed. So we have GPS, or not GPS, so autopilot's all set up here now. It actually is a cleaner look. Your comms and IFF are on the left and right hand side of the for the pilot and co-pilot. They're actually I've never had any use for it before, but it's kind of interesting. There's still the flight computer is still not there, so you can't really do a flight plan yet. I'm assuming at least yet. But still, I mean, this plane it's still in work in progress, like extremely work in progress. And why isn't that okay? Now she's getting a little bit more juice, maybe not. All right, what is up with this engine? Do we have a malfunction? Because it's powered on the exact same way as I did before. Let's go ahead and put the generators on for the engines. And then we can flip off APU. APU is off. Still not getting. So honestly, this should be slowly rotating because the RPMs are low. All right, let's go ahead and kill it. Try it again. There we go. We got power now. Engine needed kind of a reboot. Engine needed a in quotes reboot. Also, this panel down here. I've only messed with it a little bit. It's kind of weird. So this is your throttle inputs. So like you can actually set it like so that you have a line. Like where I guess a limit you put it at, or along something like that. Not exactly sure. I really haven't really messed with it a lot. It's kind of odd. For the throttle max continuous, intermediate, the maximum. So we're gonna put it at right there. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of weird. There's some things I'm still learning about this plane. There's a lot of new things with it. The texturing isn't bad. I'll show you once we get in there what I mean by the sound in the cargo bay is not what you would expect. So I think we are good. Bleed, APU bleed, this should be off. Engine APU bleed is on. These haven't gave me any issues, but they're not showing up. let's go ahead. You can also turn on, I believe that is T-Storm, Thunderstorm. I'm not sure why they call it Thunderstorm. Don't ask me, because I don't know. And then there is night vision, which turns all dome lights off, which makes plenty of sense. And then you can adjust the dome light inside with this. But with it being NVG mode, it won't even let you. But that's generally all I can really figure out that's workable. Oh wait, there's over here. Engine anti-ice on all four. Then you have these. Defog, windshield defog. Alright, I think we're good to go though. I think we're good for takeoff. So let's go ahead and taxi. Now, this thing's kind of odd when it turns. It doesn't like to turn very easily. We're going to take her E nice and slow. There it is. She actually gets stuck. She doesn't really turn very easy. You have to be gentle because she doesn't turn on a dime, obviously. But if you turn the wheel too much, she won't turn. All right. So we're now heading for a taxi. I thought I'd turn that off, the assisted taxi, telling you where to go, but oh well. So this is Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. It's the closest Air Force Base to where I live here in Ohio, which I live in. Well, actually, I take that back. There's Rickenbacker Air Base, Air National Guard Base down in southern Columbus. But anyways, this is in Dayton, Ohio. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. This scenery, I believe by Aerograph, I believe that's his name. I'll put the link below on this scenery. But this scenery is pretty cool. I like it. It has a bunch of planes that's stationed, and actually it's a proper modeling of the airport or the base. A couple of C-130s with some Het semis. Those trucks on the side of that C-130, the Het, is the heavy-duty trucks that are able to haul M1 Abrams tanks. And you have, I think that's a KC-135 mid-air refueler that's next. And then you have the nose cone up on the C-5 Galaxy. Still can't wait for that to come out on flight sim as well. Should come back into view, that C5. Yeah, right there. C5 Galaxy thing is a monster. It's the largest Air Force aircraft in the Air Force arsenal. The thing can haul, I believe, like 2 M1 Abrams, 2 or 3, with no issue. I know this thing here, the C-17, it can haul some Humvees, it can haul helicopters, Apaches. I mean, I flew on it as a troop transport when I went to Afghanistan back in 2010. And yeah, wearing earplugs in it for long term, that's not fun. Luckily, I had headphones so I can listen to music without it bothering me. we're going over to the taxi, or over to our runway. You can see all the other C-17s and across the other side of the runway. Either those are ones in front of me, I think, are 17s. See the hangars and everything. So the person that did this mod, or this environment, or this scenery pack, also put in the Air Force Museum, which is on the other side, a little bit farther down the way. So it was nice to see that. He said there's more to come with that, but we're gonna go ahead and take off. We're gonna put our flaps, put the flaps down for takeoff. All right, full throttle. She does not need a lot of runway at all to take off. That's the one thing. Oh, I see what that is. I think I know exactly what that thing down there is. It limits the amount of fuel you are able to use. All right, we're off the ground. Gear up. See, like right there, it's just too quiet right here. Flaps back up. There's the Air Force Museum. We're going to fly directly over top of it. Right there, those I call them clamshell hangars. That is where the Air Museum is. He even put it in the runway for the museum. So if we wanted to go in there, we could. All right. I believe that's also where the air show takes place, at that runway. When it happens at the Dayton Air Museum, or the air show. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drop throttle. We're gonna set our autopilot. So flight director is on. Okay, so it flips on for both sides. Autopilot's on. We're gonna set our altitude to. Let's keep going for a little bit. There we go. We're gonna go up at about that rate. Is it going up? Yes, it is going up. We're also gonna do this is the auto throttle. Not sure on why we are losing speed all of a sudden. I know we're gaining altitude, but we should not be losing speed. Trying to get her to so she can actually, she's still dropping speed. That's not good. Not exactly sure why. He is, we're now dropping speed real quick. What are you doing? We're stalling. All right, we took her off autopilot. Bringing her back up to speed. Huh. Well, that was, I don't know why that's down. Flaps never came back all the way. Don't know what happened there. She's still kind of... She's still kind of got some flakes in her. She's got some interesting little nuances. Alright, so it's bringing us back on course. So I'm just going to handle the throttle myself. Max exhaust temp. There we go. Now we're back down manageable temps. But yeah, alright. So you get what I meant to see where it's got some little... Either I missed something or kind of a little bugs. But let's go ahead and open the back hatch. And I'll show you exactly... Well, we're not going to open her all the way up. Maybe right there. So there is your cargo. Oh, that's another thing it's missing. It's missing an American flag. In this design, at least with the American, like this is from Charleston, it should really have an American flag. All C-17s run have a American flag that hangs. It's for good luck. At least that's how I've been told, it's for good luck. So let's go ahead and go down there. It's gonna take me some time. Go down some stairs. So yeah, down here it should be, the audio should be completely different. So you have all of this cargo. Which we are slowly getting by. So the way where I set, so there should be troop seats. There should be seats lining this entire wall on both sides, because these things are a lot used for troop transports, and so there should be seats that are lined in on the side. He did a pretty good job of modeling the cargo, the rails that are on the bottom of the, yeah, they're definitely on the bottom. I'd love to see that better modeled eventually. And so you can open this, so you can basically come back here and pop out your head. Yeah, and like back here. So you're outside, you're out looking outside the plane. You should be hearing air. You should be hearing the engines are being a lot louder. It just should be deafening, honestly. But I mean, I get it. It's still work in progress. There's not saying I'm mad, not saying I'm criticizing it. I'm loving this plane. Honestly, I am really loving this. They modeled the lighting. I actually like that because that's pretty accurate. I would just love to see the little things start coming in, like the seats. There should be foldable seats that for people that would fly on this on the side. I would change the C-17 audio. Right, we're gonna lift this back up. I think we hit 20. Well, we're about ready to hit 20,000. I also noticed when I'm flying this, and I even took out all cargo, made this thing as light as possible. I can't exactly get it above 31,000 easily. This plane has a max altitude, from as far as I'm aware, of over 40,000 feet. This plane can go up high. I mean, I can always verify that right now. Max altitude C-17. All right, so maximum altitude is 45,000 feet. I would love to see this thing go that high. As of right now, I can't even get her above a 31,000. And I've tried a few different ways of doing it. But I don't know if you noticed, that this plane has the way the landing gears come out is very different. They're very different. Oh, they're clipping right there. I just noticed that. Tires are clipping through the hole. Okay, it's 23,200. I thought I said it 20,000. But yeah, I mean, I really don't mind this plane. It's awesome. I love it. It's obviously got some. It's gonna have some growing pains. I know that. And I'm not at all disappointed with it. There's obviously going to have to be some changes to the model. I love a different sound. The actual C-17 audio. Why am I stalling? Alright, we're going max power. Alright, I see how the HUD works. That's different. But I do appreciate everyone stopping by and checking out this. I do highly recommend people give this a try. It's a great aircraft, and I see a lot of things in its future. There's a lot of aircrafts I'm waiting on right now, especially ones from DC Designs. Everyone, it honestly feels like a lot of people in the flight sim industry now have slowed down the release of their planes due to the fact that Microsoft's coming out with a 2024 version now next year. I have a feeling a lot of people, a lot of companies or developers are slowing down, and I'm pretty disappointed about that. But it is what it is. So, hope everyone enjoyed this. I hope to see you sometime in the future. My live streams, I'm going to start doing back up again as well. Have a great one, everybody.